Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. This is Brandon from Crimson Crescent Moon Reviews here with a review of Undead Unluck Chapter number 68 entitled Be Back Soon. The chapter opens with basically a continuation from the ending of the last chapter. We've got all of our main characters there in the immediate aftermath of the battle with Fang, and they're basically calling in to the leader of the Union, whose name is Juiz. It's spelled J-U-I-Z, so I just always pronounce it Juiz. So anyways, they're calling into her, basically saying, summer's been neutralized, and they managed to, capture a member of Under, which is Fang. So, nicely done. I'll send people your way. Remain on standby there. And Andy notices, that she's sounding a little bit weak, and people who've been keeping up with the series would know that about an arc or so ago, right before the battle with Summer started, we had her, the leader of the Union, facing off against the leader of the group Under, which Fang is a part of, named Billy. They had those two facing off, and that whole battle will come into play during this chapter later on, but yeah, she's still wounded and everything from that battle. Never mind that. Tell me, have you guys noticed any changes? Basically, they destroyed Summer, so, what will happen to the world now, after they defeated Summer? It's like, oh, I get it. The world no longer has the season of summer, right? And it's got, like, a funny little thing. You got, Shen in the background there. It's like, what summer? What's the summer you speak of? I've never even heard of it before. Because, as, was explained way earlier in the series, anyone who does not have any sort of negation powers or, isn't an Uma or anything, they basically don't know any of the stuff that's going on with, the changes for Ragnarok or anything like that. So, like, let's say earlier in the series, a thing happened. There was an Uma, like a language Uma or something like that, that got defeated in a mission by one of the members of the Union. So at that point, all languages, just became unified into one language. But everyone who was a member, was a negator or anything like that, still knew about the languages that existed before. All languages became one. So, like for example, with Mui, when that happened, she originally spoke Chinese, but after the whole, language unification thing, she suddenly started, speaking English or, whatever the main language is in the Undead Unluck world. And, she completely, Shen, he was a negator, so he still knew Chinese and everything, because the language didn't get wiped from him. So, just to test it out, he, said a few phrases in Chinese to Mui, and she was like, what are you saying? It's like you're speaking complete gibberish, because, they didn't know any, all languages got combined together, so, there's that. There's other, references and, things that happen because of that, but yeah, that's just a funny little scene where, Shen doesn't even know what summer is anymore. It's been completely wiped from his mind now that he's not a negator. But anyways, yeah, after that we get just, out of nowhere, it just starts, a giant blizzard, out of nowhere, just snowing, everyone's like, it's freezing, a blizzard out of nowhere, what's going on, something's off. We got, Apocalypse there. Yeah, you all got cocky because you beat Summer, but now you're in for some real hell. I'm not gonna tell you what's happening, though. And then, of course, we got Shen there in the background, just, with Mui's face, just uncovers her eyes. She activates the untruth ability and is like, I'll never tell you what kind of hell you're going through. Whoop. Killing summer has thrown off the balance of the seasons. The earth is gonna freeze over in the blink of an eye. Ah, damn it, they got me with that trick again. Curse you, untruth. Ah. But yeah, anyways, basically, like it was mentioned, they killed summer. That threw all the seasons out of whack. So now, winter, I guess, is the next strongest of the seasons, Umas. So, basically the world's freezing over, entering another ice age, as it were. It's they explain it, with summer dead and its rule of positive temperatures gone, winter shall now gain momentum. Meaning, if you don't defeat winter right now, the Earth will become an ice planet, and humanity will slowly freeze to death and die. We get a few scenes here of, winter. It basically looks like a giant floating ice crystal with a black hole in the center of it. We see scenes of, the Statue of Liberty freezing over, and people just, being blown away by all these blizzards in the world, so... basically, hell's freezing over, pretty much, in the world, and, then Fuuko, yells out, but why? All we did was clear the quest given to us, why is this happening, And then we got, Apocalypse there, What do you think the quests are? Did you honestly think that clearing each one would make the world a better place to live? You twit. Be grateful that you even get rewards. To God, all of you are just mere playthings to be toyed with, and don't you ever forget it. So basically, we gotta see Andy here, what now? If we don't stop winter quick, not only is the Earth a goner, but so is everyone besides me. Does anyone know, talking to Juice, do you or Nico or anyone know where winter's at? She replies, yes, it's at Mount Ararat. Billy is using Burn to stand over it. Stand watch over it, basically we saw before he has the big giant lava Uma named Burn, he used that in his fight against Juice, during their fight. It was a really awesome fight. It was Billy using Burn against Juice using the Decay Uma that they fought earlier on in the series. The really big thing that had one eye and turned everything into zombies. That thing. I can't really remember its name right now. I think it was Decay or something like that. But yeah, it was a really awesome fight. I'd like to go check that out again at some point. She says, we see a scene of her laying in the hospital bed. It's like, he's trying to control when the quest is cleared by camping next to winter. Well, maybe we can try to negotiate with Billy to get him to use Burn to kill winter now. If this keeps up, then countless innocent people will freeze to death within a day, and we must avoid that outcome at all costs, It's like, we have Andy there. It's like, what will we do? Just hand over Apocalypse over to them? We can't really do that. It's like what they're really after. Juice chimes in. It's like, what they're really after are Fuuko's powers. If we hand over both Apocalypse and Fuuko, we'll be out of options. We know where winter is located right now. While it could obviously be costly to expend ourselves before the fight with God, we can hedge all our bets and go all out against winter. Basically, they would just go all out on a great big push against winter to maybe try to save all the lives of people on Earth. But we see one of Billy's henchman appear. You know, he's a guy like in a big trench coat, you know, all buttoned up, got a scarf over his mouth, got what looks like satellites and everything coming off of his back. And, you know, the speaker comes out from him. He says, you know, we hear Billy, the leader of Under, you know, basically, give up that idea. You should consider the state you're in right now. You know, it's like, you know, we hear that the guy there is named Tella, who is basically Billy's right-hand man. You know, we don't know what his ability is right at the moment. There's a scene later on where it looks like he has a barrier ability. You know, they all try to attack him at once, and their attacks all bounce off and don't hit him, so his some kind of barrier ability, but we don't really have the name of it quite yet. You know, and we have, you know, he's got the speaker hanging out there, you know, we hear Billy, you know, talking to everyone. It's like, Fuuko Izumo, courtesy of the boss. Take this. And he throws out, wrapped in a blanket, Juice's arm that he cut off during their battle. You know, tosses it out there with her sword, the flaming sword that she used in the battle against him. So, you know, we see just like Juice just, everyone, hang on, remain calm, you know, as they go to jump at him, and we get the scene where, you know, looks like he's got some kind of, you know, barrier ability there. You know, it's like an invisible wall. That seems to be his ability, huh? You know, yeah, and we have him thinking there, you know, like, it's like, Fuuko, Izumo, you know. It's like, what will your heart do in this situation, Fuuko? You know, he's basically, you know, there, you know, trying to, like, get her to come over to their side, or, you know, whatever. Yeah, so she's just down there, you know, on the ground, you know. Mr. Tella, you know, at this rate, many people will die. So would you please kill Winter right away? You know, we hear, you know, from the speaker, you know, no, if we change when we slay it, then we lose the upper hand. Not even a trade with Apocalypse would be enough for that to happen. People dying en masse works out well for us. You know, with the powerless denominators dead, the numerators and the negators will be easier to find, you know. You know, basically he wants to wipe out as many regular people as he possibly can, so, you know, all the people with the negation abilities would be easier to weed out and find and maybe, you know, recruit over to his cause, you know. It's like, you won't get away with your plan, you know. You know, Juice is like, you know, you won't get away from your plan. We got, Nico there, and like, Juice, you can't move around yet, you know, after her battle, still pretty injured. You know, we got Fuuko stepping up to the guy. You know, in that case, if I were to go to your group, Under, would you kill Winter right away then? You know. It's like basic, you know, we see, Juice, you know, wait, Fuuko, you mustn't go. You're pivotal for the loop. You know, if anything were happen to you, you know, and, Fuuko chimes in, you know, we need to protect the innocent lives, correct? Right now, this is the only way to do that. You know, I'll be fine. When Mr. Billy betrayed us, everyone who fought him had their abilities copied. Everyone except me. I'm sure that he hasn't met some kind of requirement yet. So, basically, yeah, whenever we first met Billy, he was, just a regular member of the Union. You know, he, seemed to have an ability with guns, you know, like an unmissable ability. Basically, no matter what he shot, like, he shot his gun, no matter where he'd shoot it, it would all, you know, just ping around and ricochet until it hit his, opponent or whatever he was wanting to hit. But turned out that was just a ruse, and his real ability is, some kind of ability to copy, you know, other negators, you know, like whenever he, you know, basically dropped his facade as a member of the Union and revealed himself as the leader of the group Under. You know, there was a big fight, and basically, you know, he copied the abilities of everyone. He used the Undead, Unstoppable, Unjustice, which is the leader of Union, Juice's ability. Basically it's, I guess, like a stronger version of Untruth. Basically, like, whatever you feel is right and just in your eyes will be flipped, or something. Like, whenever we first see her introduced, there's, like an Uma Galaxy or whatever, that was, introduced, and, like, a bunch of aliens was invading the planet, and she used her Unjustice ability, basically to turn all the aliens against each other, and they just eradicated themselves. So it's like, your justice, like, what you think is right is swapped. So, like, basically it turns friends into foes, and foes into friends, switches everything around like that. So, we got Fuuko continuing on, he won't take my life until he can do that. Like, you must still trust Mr. Billy, don't you, Juice? Despite having your arm taken off by him, you still haven't said one bad word against him. There must be something going on between you two, right? Which is why, this time, I'll be the one to go and check. We got see Andy, or not, hold on, sorry. We see her ask, Juice, may I borrow your sword? I'm all out of bullets in my gun. So she, pretty much, grabs up Juice's sword, she takes off her union pin, and, she leaves the group for now, and, goes on to try to fight Winter with the guys from Under. He's like, this isn't what we had planned, but fine, follow me. I promise that we'll slay Winter quickly, We have everyone, trying to get her to stop, Fuuko, are you serious? Think this over. There's got to be some other way to do this, The final scene of the chapter, we just see Andy, talking to Fuuko. It's like, hey, Fuuko, don't you go and die on me, alright? It's like, I won't. I'll be back soon, basically. So that's the end of the chapter. I wonder what next chapter will be like. We'll see Fuuko joined up with the guys from Under for a little bit, trying to take out Winter, we'll see what that's like. I was one of my predictions for this chapter was completely blown out of the water. I thought Summer was still going to be alive, I thought we'd see some of its attack power, but we didn't. It was touted as having the greatest attack power out of all the seasonal Umas, but I don't think we ever really got to see it attack anything, it just evolved. We saw its look with the cores, and then it just, got, just completely, wham bam, thank you ma'am, destroyed in the last chapter, just completely railed on by everyone in the team. So, we'll see how that goes next chapter. This first chapter I've done like this, where it was a lot of reading and a lot more exposition. So hopefully I handled that really well. I know there was probably a lot more ums and ahs and pauses in this video. Probably seemed a little bit more slow and just unprofessional this time. But I'm trying to get better. I've been proud of my last few videos. They've seemed pretty good in my opinion, but this one, I'll go ahead and put it up, but maybe I could have done a little bit better on some things, explained a few things better, but hopefully by the next time we have another really wordy and exposition-filled chapter, maybe I'll be better at it next time. But anyways, I'm gonna end the recording here and get this thing uploaded, This has been Brandon from Crimson Crescent Moon Reviews, signing off.